place where the magic happens. Conversations flow and the laughter snapping. Here at Netters Network, where the stories come alive. Every episode's a journey, every guest a drive. Netters Network, tune in for the show, where the headlines meet the heart, and we all get to know. From the highs to the lows, we've got it all in tow. Netters Network, where the world's on the go.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Netters Network. I almost said Retro Cinema. Thursday Things.
Which show are we doing tonight?
Well, I'm also trying to type a hi, sweetie, in the chat as I'm talking. Why won't you copy? Copy.
Oh, trying to do multiple things at once.
Yeah, it's called multitasking. Doesn't mean that I'm good at it.
It doesn't mean you're good at it, right?
I just want to make sure that I did not miss saying hello to any of my lovelies in the chat.
Yeah, I'm falling behind here.
I think now with deleted, I've got them all. Well, I'll see when I'm saying hello. Okay, so let me go to comments. I'm still not used to EV Mux, so let me scroll all the way up to the top so I can say hi to peeps. And apparently, my husband is saying to have a great show. Thank you, honey.
Yeah.
Love you.
Well, why not?
And then, so I love you.
Of course.
Je t'aime, mon amour.
Ditto.
Let's see. Connie Cleary is saying hello to the chat. Hi, sweetie. How you doing? Lady Miss with her beautiful hearts and flowers for me. Thank you, sweetie. Oh, that's weird. I have one that just says hi, sweetie, but it didn't attach to a name this time.
Oh, well.
You guys have such a great interactive chat. It's very nice. It's very active.
Oh, I love my chat.
Yeah, I do tend to call them out, saying how cool and encouraging it is to me that they all greet each other.
Yep.
And you know, as PJ of Orville Nation says, together we grow, and we ask that everybody subscribe to each other. Now, I know that every name that I've seen so far is really good about having subscribed to each other, but please remember to subscribe to our guest, Lunchbox Warren. That's at Lunchbox Warren here on the YouTube. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. Also, check out the description of this stream, where you will find his link tree that will tell you all the other places that you can find him, like X and such.
Yep. JPRPH1 showing the emojis, the Smolder, the Netters Network, Retro Cinema, smile, and says howdy, folks. Connie. I can't see as many chat things in EV Mux as I can in StreamYard, so I gotta be careful it doesn't like jump too far.
I hear you.
Well, there's that. You know, there's that Netter girl saying hello to Troy. I think those two got something going on. You know?
I suspect, yeah, probably like, you know, for the past 34 years.
Yeah, I think this year makes 34.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, USRNG. So if I haven't said a hello, like in the chat, doing your in your name, my hi, sweetie, I'm definitely saying it here.
There you go.
So hello, USRNG. And he's saying hello back. Big Al says, have a great stream, my friends.
He's got a new video up reviewing a franchise film that I didn't even know had a sequel. So go check that out. Not that one. Not that one.
And then, hey, here's a new person in our chat. Lunchbox Warren.
Yes.
What's up, chat? JPRPH1, I said him already, but it doesn't hurt to say him again. Hello, sweetie.
Exactly.
I'm trying not to make the chat jump. Deleted scenes. Whoops. There it goes. Giving his salute. He also says, hail to the chat. And make sure to like, share, subscribe, become a member. And he's also showing the Netters Network emojis. Let's see. I know there's other people's here, but this chat is gonna jump on me. I just know it is. H Boomer, how you doing, Boomer? Did you just get home from work? Oh, and while I'm saying hi to the chat, can someone let me know how I sound, how Troy sounds? Do we sound clear?
Yeah. Let's get a sound check, guys.
And how does our guest sound once he starts talking?
Check one. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Everything sound good? Check.
Yep. So I know our chat is like 15 seconds behind us, so
Yeah.
we're gonna have to wait a minute. Geek Flag with Nate with a $2 super chat saying bonjour. Excuse me. Okay, why aren't you showing so I can actually see it? There we go. Bonjour, Netters, Troy, and welcome, Lunchbox. Bonjour, Nate. Actually, for us, it's evening, so bonsoir.
Hello.
Howdy.
And I have another new member in my chat. Tune the News saying, hey, y'all. Hi, how you doing? Welcome.
You got Nate, right?
I got Nate, yes.
Okay.
I'm just trying to go slow through this because I just know if I go any faster than I am, it's going to jump.
No,
and I'm gonna be
once you get
okay.
past Geek Flag, you're in the clear.
Okay. Welcome, everyone in the chat, to another exciting episode of Netters Network Thursday Things. Today, my special guest is Lunchbox Warren. And as you can see, he's got his little buddy with him, Grogu. In fact, see how many you can spot behind him.
Yes.
So how are you doing? Actually, one sec. Troy,
Yes.
my co-host for tonight. How are you doing, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
I am doing well. I'm kind of double fisting it. I'm finishing off a Rockstar Energy drink, and then I will switch to a Dr. Pepper diet. Why does it have the diet last? It should be Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yes. And of course, I want to welcome our guest for tonight, Lunchbox Warren. How are you doing tonight, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
I am doing wonderful, and thank you for having me on. And I am
Absolutely.
drinking a Liquid Death, Dr. Death flavor. It's like a flavored sparkling water.
I have actually tried Liquid Death. The one I tried was just, there's no flavor to it at all. It was just the water.
Yeah.
Just because I thought the name sounded kind of cool, and I'm like, and I drink a lot of water, so I was like, let me try.
It was
this.
worth a try. Why not?
I wasn't impressed. It tasted like stale water to me. You know, like
Yeah.
when you've had a glass of water sitting out for a while. I'm like, yeah, I think I'll just stick to my regular bottle of water. You know, plain old from Meyer or Jewel or wherever, just regular, ordinary water.
Yeah, they used to be pretty rough when they first came out, but then they started adding flavors on, and they got rid of that kind of stale aftertaste, so it smoothed out quite a bit. But I enjoy drinking them because there's not much. There's not much to them. They're not too bad. Low sugar, low calories. But I've also been switching over to sparkling ice too, and it's another good flavored water that's practically just water. I mean, there's barely anything in that one bad for you at all.
Oh. Yeah, it's like most of the time I'm just drinking. Let's see, do I even have one in the fridge? Yes, I do. Yes, I have a little refrigerator right next to me. It's nice. So yeah, I just got my regular ordinary water. Nothing to it, just
That's the best way to go is just regular water, honestly.
Yeah, occasionally I'll add a flavor to it, but for the most part, it's just water. Want to make sure I didn't miss anybody in the chat.
Don't miss nobody.
I don't want to miss nobody.
That's right.
So, is it okay if I just call you Warren, or do you prefer Lunchbox?
Oh, you can call me-
Mr. Lunchbox to you.
No, just Warren's fine.
Okay, Warren. Because a lot of our chat members probably don't know you, give us your 30-second elevator pitch. Tell us about you, your channel, and let's go from there.
I am a Pacific Northwest-based comic book artist and writer. I have been going at this for about 9 years now, learning on how to make comic books. I've been drawing since I was old enough to hold a pencil, but I really been concentrating just on comics in the last 9 years. Currently, I have a YouTube channel where every Sunday I do a live draw where I talk about the comic process. I might bring somebody on, but for the primary, I'll be working on my comic book art while I'm on do the live stream.
Wow.
There you go.
That's wonderful. It's like, I know I really like the creative aspects of some of the guests we have on. We've had writers on. We've had people that write songs. I think you're my first comic book illustrator creator.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and I was sitting there going, why am I not able to see anything? Because I'm in YouTube and the screen was paused. I'm going back to Evox so I can see things. And of course, I'm counting on my executive producer over here that's 4 feet in front of me to keep an eye on the chat. Let me and call up anything while we're chatting.
Okay. Yes. Big Al says Bigfoot country, and of course, yes, I know he is a huge foot enthusiast. I mean, Bigfoot enthusiast. Although, Big Al, pay close attention to my thumbnail for tomorrow night's stream. You might enjoy it.
Now, I had mentioned in the beginning, you have Grogu's in the background. I count 1, 2, 3, 4. I see 5.
I think that, that's all there is right now is 5.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, are there some other ones hidden? I'm just not seeing. It's like one of those find the item games that you play, you know? It's
exactly.
Like, find all the Grogu's. And I'm like, well, there's 2 back there. One's really cute and tiny. You got the one in front of you. You got the 2 over to that. Well, actually, it'd be that side.
Right.
Those are
I plan
adorable.
on getting more of them too, so they're going to be all over the place.
And then you need to have your headset with like one on top or something.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Or a couple small ones going across the top.
That'd be awesome.
So tell me, how did you get started in illustration and creating comic books?
I've always been drawing. I grew up in a little small town right off the Columbia River. And, I was the only comic book artist, or not comic book artist, but comic book fan that I knew. And I've always been drawing, whether it's just sketching or while teachers are talking, my textbooks would be filled with artwork. And it was around my 5th grade year that Nintendo Power Magazine started coming out with a Mario Brothers comic strip. It was a translated comic strip from a Japanese artist, and I just was absolutely loved it. So I started drawing all of the characters on that, and then when I would go with my grandparents or my parents to the grocery store, I go to the book section while they go shop, and then there's the spinner rack where I discovered Joe Mad's Uncanny X-Men. And it was just after the Age of Apocalypse run, and I was just enthralled. I didn't know that you could do that with art, and then from that point on, it was just all comic books. I kind of fell out of it when I was went to the Army, but during my time in the Army, I fell back in love with comic books, and it's been a kind of off and on. But around 2016, I was just like, I'm tired of waiting. I want to do this. I want to try this at least once before it's too late to try it. So I just buckled down and started trying to make a comic book. And then from that point on, it just became a passion, and now I can't see myself doing anything but making comic books until I'm just too old to do it. So it started off as just I want to try to make this one book, to now where it's like it's pretty much my everything. It's what I concentrate all my free time on and work towards.
It's like I can barely draw a straight line, so I envy anyone that can draw, because I've always wanted to be able to draw, and I'm horrible at it. So I totally envy that you are such a great artist. I was checked out some stuff on your channel, and it's like, yeah, I wish I could draw. One of the things we had mentioned, or we had talked about when I was asking if you wanted to be on the show, is that you said you'd been in a couple of anthologies, and you have an art book as well. Do you have those available to kind of show off here?
There is an anthology series put on by Travis Gibbs of Yellow Cone Productions, and it's a Cthulhu series. And it's essentially Cthulhu Invades. And this one is Cthulhu Invades Oz. And I'll get to here so you can see the cover on it. This series, this cover right here of the Cthulhu with the witch, this one I did as a fan art, and Travis saw it and loved it and made it the cover of the creator's edition of the anthology. And then because of that, I got to do an 8-page story inside Cthulhu Invades Wonderland, where it's like a World War II black and white story of the trench warfare of the card soldiers versus the Cthulhu beasts. So it's like kind of like this gritty. There's no color in it except for the blood, and then like the rose garden, because essentially they're fighting to defend the rose garden, and there's all of these card soldiers and this whole kind of World War II kind of trench warfare feel to it. So that was a lot of fun, and the art books I was a part of was from Sonopa Publishing, and they did it's essentially pinups, but it's of Dungeons and Dragon characters.
Oh,
and
nice.
The first one, it was called Dungeons and Dames, and it's just an art book of a different indie artists, and we do different Dungeons and Dragon characters in pinup style, and then the sequel was steampunk. So it was Dungeons and Dragon characters, pinups in steampunk aesthetics. So that was a lot of fun to do through them. And those are both smaller publishing runs, self-published kind of deal through the smaller publishers, indie publishers.
And are there links to be able to purchase these on your YouTube?
There's on the link tree in the YouTube. There's in the description. There's the link tree, and also you guys shared. You can get a hold of me through there, either through email. And I can take orders that way through that kind. I don't have a store set up yet. I've been working. I spent the first part of this journey just concentrating on how to make comic books. Now, my 9th year into it, I'm trying to learn how to sell myself, to market, to build that kind of monetization type structure, because I that's one of the things I'm absolutely terrible at. Like, I can draw comics all day. I've got a bunch of my work right here, but it's trying to get people to get out there so people can see it has been just a really hardcore battle for me. It's like the hardest aspect of this for me to learn yet. So that's what I'm working on right now, is getting to where you can find my stuff and have a way to purchase it. Like Global Comics, I have 2 issues of my ongoing series, Sig and Joe, as well as my one-shot, How the Squirrels Saved Longview. And if you do like reading digitally, Global Comics is a great app to pick up to read comics, because not only do you get indie stuff like mine, you also get DC, Dark Horse, Image, IDW, Oni Press, Antarctic Press. There's a lot of comic books, Western comic books on there, so it's a good pickup for anyone who likes to read comics and doesn't mind reading digitally.
And it's like I'm kind of old school. I love holding the books in my hand, because there's also the smell of the books. There's that certain combination of like the ink and the paper. It's just like Yeah, I have to have the book in hand. For me, that's part of the experience. So it's like, yeah, I'm kind of old school that way. But I understand people like to read on the go, and they have their tablets and all that. So, yeah, that's helpful for them.
Yeah.
But as I said, I pick up actual hardcover books, and it's just part of it for me. I have to have that smell of the ink and the feel of the paper and all that. So,
well, I was making floppies, which are essentially what a normal comic book is. A 24-page regular copy. Comics are called a floppy. But it's just not price. It's not just. It just doesn't work business-wise to have these made and to sell them. So starting this year, I'm only going to get printed out is graphic novels. So I'm going to take the first 4 issues of Sig and Joe, because I'm working on the 4th now, and I should have it done in a month. I'm going to put all of 1 through 4 onto one collected edition. It's easier to sell. It's a better deal for the purchaser, and it just works better business wise for me. But I am going to put individual issues on Global Comics, because in my situation where I'm small press, small print runs, it just makes more financial sense for me to do a digital release, and then if you like what you've read, here's the collected edition. It'll look nice on your bookshelves, kind of deal.
yeah. Boomer says, I remember the Mario comic. You could still buy a collected version of it.
I have it actually on my shelf of stuff over there. I have the collected one of that one.
Tell us what your comic, what was it, Sig and...
Oh, The Adventures of Sig and Joe?
Sig and Joe,
here.
that was it.
Well, I'm a huge 90s action fan. Like, I think Predator is the greatest film probably ever made. But I love RoboCop. I'm a huge Aliens, Terminator 2, Jean-Claude Van Damme, the early Jackie Chan stuff, all that that 90s action era. I'm also a big fan of anthropomorphic characters like Ninja Turtles and along those lines. So when I sat down to make this comic, it's like, okay, well, you're only going to you only know for sure you're going to get one shot at this. So if I was going to make one comic book, and I'm going to put all of this work into it, I need to make it something that I love. So I just threw everything that I loved into this crazy sci-fi world. And Sig and Joe, at the time, I was smoking cigarettes and drinking lots of coffee. So those were kind of like my partners in the battle of working on this stuff. So I made this coffee cup character and this cigarette character, and I gave them, little pieces of personality, and then I threw them in this crazy sci-fi world on a small little moon made up of mining territories ran by this evil corporation. There's desert gang members, and this coffee cup and cigarette go around fighting robots and bandits and gang members in this crazy sci-fi world. And there's lots of action and explosions, fourth wall breaks, comedy. I've actually, one thing I'm proud of myself is I've had multiple people tell me that read it, they've actually laughed out loud. So that's one thing, you're trying to get a laugh and put a joke into printed form is very difficult. So yeah, it's a really fun title. Sometimes it's hard to explain, which I've been working on my pitch for, because it is a lot of stuff going on. It's like Firefly meets Aqua Teen Hunger Force with some Blade Runner and Mad Max sprinkled in. So it's just, it's you look at the cover and you think it's going to be silly, then you open it up and you realize that there's more there. So it's one of those. This is essentially everything that I love thrown into one book, and it's a lot of blast, and it's been it's like a college course for me. Issue 1, 2, and 3, and 4 of learning how to do this. And if you look at my first page to the pages I'm doing now, you're going to see a massive level of growth, not only in writing and also in art. So it's one of those things that's always going to be special to me, is Sig and Joe. I still have lots more stuff planned for them, but there's going to be a lot of stuff coming down the line.
Oh, I hope so. I also want to put out to our chat, if anyone has any questions for Warren, please drop them in the chat. And also, please make sure that you right click over on the link and drop Warren a sub. He is seriously under sub.
Yeah.
He started off with 27 subs. We're only at 31. I know you guys are going to show the love, and you're going to give him some more subs.
Absolutely.
Let's see how high we can get him tonight.
Yeah.
And that's part of why I
all
do.
of that too. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so very welcome. That's why I do Thursday things. A lot of the guests I've had have been seriously undersubbed, and this is a way to get people to know them, and then they sub to you, they check out your stuff, they share us stuff about you, so then their friends know about it, then their friends check out your stuff, then they sub, and so on and so on. It's like that old commercial. You tell two friends, then they tell two friends, and so on and so on.
And so on, yeah. Exactly.
It's like, and I believe that was for a commercial for shampoo.
Yes, it was.
I really do appreciate it, and you have an awesome chat there. So, but yeah, Sig and Joe it's been a passion project, and there's other stories that I want to do, and there's other stuff that I got built up. But Sig and Joe is the main right now, and even if it doesn't sell, I have to finish this first arc as part of. I feel like I'm graduating college with issue 4 in a lot of aspects. So it's for me, it's very personal. A lot of my goals are personal. I don't have very many financial goals. It's a lot of getting better at this, getting better at that, pulling this, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Lester Skeptic Tank Obsessions says, "Ooh, I get to support a local comic book artist."
Yes, of
Heck
course
yes,
you do.
thank you for the support.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a point in time where Troy and I went to this one comic book shop to meet some authors, and they were local authors that were doing stories about the Chicagoland area, because we're in Illinois.
Okay, cool.
And one of the artists, or one of the authors, I should say, I just absolutely love their books. I had them up to what they had at that time. I know they have like 2 or 3 more books out since then that I still need to get. But it's like I absolutely fell in love with their characters and everything. And that's part of it. Even whether you're a book author or a comic book creator, it's making that connection with the characters. If someone can't connect with them, well, then you're losing your audience or potential audience. But if you can do something to give them that hook so they're like, they become invested, then it's like, okay, I want to know what happens next. You know? Like, I love the Badger comics. And I have all of them, and I started the new series that had come out just a couple months ago. They started a new Badger series. And it's just one to know what's going to happen from one to the next. And the Badger himself is the hook because he's so nuts.
That's what I wanted to do with Sig and Joe. When I first started, I was just going to do parodies, but then I wanted to really delve into creating characters you can care about. So I did a lot of studying, and like with the main 5 characters, with Sig and Joe, Joe is a very Boy Scout, do the right thing, stand up for the little guy, but he also deals with a lot of self-doubt, trying to prove himself not only to his father figure but to everyone around him. Sig doesn't take anything serious, but there's more deep reason why he doesn't take things serious, and we'll get to explain into that more. The patriarch of the family, U-Turn, is a vet who has a very checkered past, and he drinks, but yet he works all of the family hard because he wants them to be better than he was. And sometimes you can lose sight on who you were in that whole situation. So even though it's a goofy looking book, I try to add in layers to the characters, so then that way you can have a connection with them. And also too, trying to give every character an arc, trying to think of a backstory and getting a character, like, okay, where's this character going and how are they going to act in these situations?
Exactly. Troy, did you have any questions for our guest?
No, I think you actually covered a lot of the things I'd have been thinking about. You were talking earlier about your YouTube channel and doing the artwork and so forth. How long have you been doing that? And is YouTube still kind of a big focus for you?
I'm only on episode 5 right now. I've had a YouTube for a long time, and if you look at my YouTube, you'll see videos from even years past, because I have tried multiple times to try to get something going. But this year, I'm focusing on essentially just getting out there so people can find me. And being that, going on shows, going on MSK's show, being there every Sunday to draw and having someone kind of come across me, I'm going to be putting a lot of time into it in order to try to build a more of that audience. I also do a lot of stuff on TikTok, where I have 1,200 followers on there, and Facebook doesn't seem as active. It seems a lot harder to get any track on. There is some stuff on Twitter, but mostly the YouTube is I'm just trying to get out there more and just trying to make sure I'm there every Sunday. I'll figure out what I'm doing and how the show's going to turn out, and whether it'll be more interviews or more just me talking about art or how that goes. But until then, it's just me trying to figure things out. And on my YouTube right now, there's 4 episodes of my most recent streams. Episode 5 will be on there this Sunday at 8 o'clock West Coast time. And also there's some older videos, some time lapse and some other live draws on there. But nothing like, I haven't done any shorts. I haven't made any videos specifically for that, which I want to do in the future, like how-to videos or possibly review videos. But
sure,
it's about having time. You have to have time to make that stuff. And I'm already writing, drawing, lettering, publishing my own book. The one thing I don't do is editorial, and it's and working a full-time job. So it's just trying to find. Look under Lunchbox Comic, USSR, or you can. The link tree is pinned in the chat too, I believe.
Yep, I thought I had.
Because there's a link pinned to the top of the chat.
Nope, I will get the, because I had the link tree up a second ago. I had just posted the, was this it? Nope, that wasn't it.
Yeah, the link tree will get you to the YouTube page also. But yeah, I'm trying to make YouTube into something. It's just like, I don't know, though, how well live draws go, and, and I don't know how well that's going to pick up, but so far, I've been getting more views every week. Like, I think my last one got 50 views, so I was very happy about that.
Yep. Geek Flag Grenade says, Lunchbox, I recently, over the past few weeks, have been trying to learn and screenplay format. I had an idea that was burning in my head for a while about a Firefly spin-off series about bounty hunters.
Oh, that's awesome. I love Firefly, too. That's such a great
Oh, I know.
I just watched Serenity the other day, while I was
Great
drawing.
movie. Movie.
Okay. For some reason, I've seen in the chat people are having trouble finding your channel, so let me drop the link again.
I just did.
Oh.
Yep, and that link goes right to it, too. Thank you very much.
Let's see. Where is my pin thing?
And I honestly don't know where we were at on subscribers when we first started, but we are currently at 38 subscribers.
Oh, wow. We started at 20. Yeah, we started at 27.
So there you go. So that's at least 11 new subscribers tonight.
That's awesome. Thank you.
That's a great start. That's a great start.
I'm telling you, my chat, they're family.
Yeah.
They're not just friends. They're not just chat. They are family, and they always show the love.
That's awesome. The chat's awesome. You guys, you have a great chat.
And Nate says, I gotta make this so I can actually read it because tiny letters. Do you find it easier or harder to write in screenplay format as compared to telling a straight story?
I'm not sure because I don't write when I'm writing for myself. I don't write in a screenplay format. If I wrote for someone else who was going to do the artwork, I would have to format it more officially so that way, panel 1, this here. I write the story out and I get about 95% done. And then I go from there and I start doing the layouts. And from the layouts is where I might tweak where the dialogue is, where the story goes. And then when I get done with pencils is when I'm done. My script is layouts with dialogue. It's kind of separate up. I don't do describing each scene and stuff along those lines because I'm writing for myself since I'm the artist on it, so I don't have to go as much in depth to it. Writing has been amazing learning how to write and create characters and worlds, but it is a lot of work. There's a lot that goes into writing. It's very rewarding, but yeah, there's a lot that goes into it.
Oh, I'm sure. It's like I wouldn't even know where to begin, you know. So I can't imagine actually just diving in and doing it. All the different moving parts, because you have to, like you did, you have to come up with the characters, you have to figure out what are they going to be doing, what are they going to be saying, who or what are they interacting with. I mean, just all these different things, so many moving parts.
Yeah.
And it's like, and what is the hook to grab the audience so that they're going to want to know more about my characters, you know?
Yeah. And when I started, I didn't know where to start either. And I essentially just, and yes, the USS, that is mine. I also do a gaming stream every once in a while, and I just call that one gaming, but it's all on the same channel.
I haven't brought up the question, but you, Sergeant, you want to know, is Lunchbox Comic Gaming also you? And Warren just said, yes, it is.
Yes.
When I did this first issue, I was like, okay, I don't know where to start, so I'm just going to make it. So I didn't have a script when I was doing the artwork. I just had an outline, and I started drawing the pages, what was going on in my head. I drew 56 pages, and then I went back to letter them, and I didn't leave enough room for lettering. So I actually started over again, and then kind of wrote out a script, but it was really kind of halfway. It wasn't very thorough. And then when I got that first issue done, and I'm working on issue 2, and then 3, I started realizing how important it is to do all the prep work, to have your character sheets done, your character Bibles. Like, I know more about the waste can history that's probably never going to be in the comic book, but it's all important to know, because when you're deciding on how characters are going to move or how your world's going to be built, you need to know its past and how it got to where it's at and how that might determine where it's going. So by the time I got to issue 4, I'm doing full character sheets. I'm doing story Bibles. I have more of I have the script almost entirely done before I start doing layouts. I really learned on how much prep and how important prep is. Because when you're drawing on page 36 and you forget that the character was wearing a belt because you designed the character's belt on page 5, then you have to go back and redraw on a belt on 4 pages. You learn real quick that doing prep work is really helpful.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get that. There's a buddy of ours who wrote he wrote 2 books, and one of them I'm reading it and I'm like, on this page you have your main character running through the hall wearing loafers, but then 2 pages later you have him bending down to tie his shoe.
You don't tie loafers.
Loafers don't tie. And he goes, wait, really? I'm like, yeah, on this page you have him wearing loafers, and on this page you have him tying his shoe. He goes, I will fix that in subsequent prints.
And it's amazing. I draw the darn things. I spend hundreds of hours looking at these pages, and I still miss stuff. Like, I have to that's why I have like 3 people I show it to as in editor roles, where it's like, I want you guys to find all the stuff I missed, because, I just get into a zone and I completely forget to draw, this character is right-handed. I've been drawing it in the right hand this whole time. Now it's left. Plus, too, there's also mistakes I find where it's like, is this a mistake worth fixing, or will anyone not notice? So I'm just kind of part of the time like, don't notice this, please.
Yeah. Geek518 for $2 super chat said, thanks for your input, Lunchbox.
Oh yeah.
Then he goes And then he goes on to say, Netters, I've learned a lot about writing in the past few weeks. I've created 6 main characters and their full backstories and an overarching arc that was easy put in on paper as
Putting
hard.
on paper is hard, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I also think that when you put, and I've heard so many other writers say something very similar. Look, we've heard the same about Tolkien and George Martin, you know, who have these pages and pages and pages of notes that, like you said, may never actually get into it. But I think it's important because every now and again, you might just have a character say a line of dialogue that gives an allusion to something. Yeah. You know, it implies something. You know the full backstory, but you've just implied some story to the reader that they can, in their imagination, fill in some of those blanks.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I want to say hello to Sashi, who's just joined us.
Welcome, Sashi.
Hello.
And again, I want to remind everyone to click on the link at the top of the chat and give our special guest here, show them the love, give them a sub. Doesn't cost you anything, but it is immeasurable to our channels. When you
I think at this point, it would be awesome if we could at least get him to 40 subscribers.
That would be amazing.
We just need 2 more. I think we can do it.
It's like as I go to his channel now and I'm refreshing.
And then you're going and looking and going, I thought I subscribed. Did I subscribe? Let me double check.
I'm subscribed. Are you subscribed, sweetie?
I am subscribed, and there's 40 subscribers.
Woohoo!
Woo! Wow.
Yep. There
That's
you
so
go.
Awesome. Thank you very much. That's
that
awesome.
41.
That
Are
is.
there 4 more out there?
Do I hear 42? 42. Do I hear 42? Let me hear 42. 42.
Are there 4 more out there who haven't subbed yet that can get us up to 45?
But I'd say that's pretty good progress right there. And I mean,
Absolutely.
and just go to his page, see some of his artwork. I mean, that's some good stuff. That is some really,
and of course,
really
you
good
want to
stuff.
check out his streams where he's doing the live drawing. So this way, you can ask him questions about the process too as he's doing it. Like, how cool is that?
I'll be working on interior pages, right there. So you're going to be able to see the entire process, unlettered pages of future work, and just see the process from start to finish. So
awesome. Have you, aside from your own work, any favorite comics that you're reading right now?
Yeah, I've been reading the Ultimate Spider-Man, the new Ultimate series that's been coming out.
Cool.
All of the Absolute stuff, Absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman are all good. I've been reading some manga. Sakamoto Days is amazing, probably one of my most favorite reads. And I've also been catching up with One Piece along those lines. Yeah, I've been reading quite a bit. I do a lot of studying too. Like if it's a certain artist, I'll just buy the book, even if I don't care what the subject matter is, just to see the artwork and how they set up pages, stuff along those lines.
Yeah, I know. Well, this was years ago, but I used to have some art books. Boris Vallejo.
Oh,
That's some amazing
Yeah.
artwork.
Yeah.
I can barely draw a straight line, so when I see stuff like that or see stuff like what you're doing, it's like I can't draw. I can make one of those really sad looking puppies where it's basically you have a line that goes across like this, and then you got 2 more for the eyes, and then a circle for the nose, and then you put a black dot in for each of the eyes, and that's pretty much the puppy.
Well,
Yeah.
I learned to draw that when I was 7.
That's awesome.
Speaking of puppies, I know you've got one around there.
Yeah, he
Is
ran
he still
off,
hanging around?
so- No,
Oh, that's too bad.
See, we like showing the pets on the show because, we love the pets. We've seen cats walk across screens, and you've got the most adorable little puppy. How old is he?
He's just a little bit over a year. A little Chihuahua, and we think terrier, but we're not 100% sure. We got him through a family that they couldn't hold him, and they said he was pure bred Chihuahua, but we're not 100% sure. But
Yeah, he
yeah,
doesn't
he's
look
great though.
totally Chihuahua. He looks like he is a mix of something.
Yeah, I agree too. But yeah, he's a great little dog. He loves sleeping most of the time, and yeah, it's awesome. He's made
Actually,
me fall in love with Chihuahuas actually.
There
I
you
actually
go.
think your dog is part cat from the way we saw him
Yeah, crawling on your
crawling
on your
around
shoulder.
in
Yeah.
the street.
Yeah, I'm trying to draw, and he'll crawl like up in here, or he'll fall asleep in my arm, and I'll be trying to like a live stream drawing out my what with a dog asleep right here. And
Yeah, it's like sometimes the pets are just like, no, the show's about me, deal with it. Like one of my besties, Maria T and Telly, she's got 2 cats, and it never fails when she's live, the cats will start walking in front of the screen, or just jump up next to her like, no, it's my show now. So, totally get the pets thing. I love the pets. Excuse me. I'm getting the signal from my producer that we should be wrapping up. So, Warren, what do you have coming up? Remind our audience.
right now, tomorrow you could find me on MSK's show, Master Swag King. We're going to be talking about some comic book news and stuff that's been going on in the industry. And then on Sunday, you'll be able to catch me doing another live draw stream at 8 o'clock West Coast time. And I don't have a topic this weekend. I'm just going to be drawing on there and let the chat kind of discuss. I have some pretty active people in the chat so far, so we'll just see how it goes, and I'll be talking about where I'm at and what I'm doing on the comic, because I'm only have like 8 pages left pencil for issue 4. Then I'm going to start doing the inking, so it's kind of at a fun point right now. And yeah, I'll just be working on that. For comic books, I've switched from floppies to doing graphic novels, so it's going to take me for the rest of the year to get stuff organized, to start printing out graphic novels and having those available. But I hoped by the first of the year to have a pretty good little system together where you can find and buy art, commission, stuff along those lines.
Oh, that would be
Cool,
amazing.
cool. Yeah.
And I want to put it out there to my chat. We're at 44. Can I get one more?
Is there
you know how I am with my
one more
numbers.
person out there who
One
just
more.
hasn't yet subscribed? Maybe just double check and make sure that you have done, because yeah, that would be
It's
awesome.
like
But
if
that's
and I
still
know
good
there's a couple of you that
progress.
have more than one
account, yeah, or
Maybe,
page, yeah,
like-
absolutely.
We're good. It's okay to double dip.
It's a long way to 500, at least initially, but you know, every subscription helps get you to
Absolutely.
that.
It's like
that.
I thought I had
But it's like anything with streaming, comic books, music. You have to do it because you enjoy doing it, because you're not going to make money off this for a long time if you ever do at all. So you have
Right.
to be consistent, and you just have to keep putting out product, and hopefully it catches on enough to where you don't have to do day jobs anymore. But if not, you got to give yourself other reasons to do it. If you're not having fun, then why even doing it? You know?
exactly. Yeah, and that's part of just being a YouTuber too. It's like if you're not having fun, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There are some channels I've come across where the people just seem angry, and it's like, why are you here? It's like I prefer the happy fun channels. They're just a little bit more interesting, and you feel like you are actually wanted in
Yeah.
the chat. I said my chat is, we use the word Osmo. I explained this on MSK show when I guested on there.
Yeah.
Osmo means better than awesome, and my chat definitely is Osmo. They are family. I never consider anyone in my chat to just be a chat member, just somebody
Yeah.
who wandered in and is seeing what's going on. And they're not just friends. I consider them all to be family.
Yeah.
And family supports family. Orville Nation is always saying, together we grow. That's one of the reasons I started Thursday Things. I want to help grow other channels. I mean, I'm not huge myself, but if I can get you some more subs, because like I said, my chat is amazing. They're awesome. AWESMOE. Then I know that they're going to show the love and help you to grow your channel as well. Then like I said, it's that whole you tell two friends and they two tell friends and so on and so on. And they'll share, like I share the stream, somebody else will share the stream, and they have a different audience that is seeing, the same, stream that I just shared out. So a little bit more engagement there coming to the channel. So it's like, they're just really wonderful that way. I still need one more, peeps.
I'm really glad that I was on the MSK show that you were on, because seeing your channel gives me hope, because it's a channel built off of positivity, and you get such a better audience and such better results and such a stronger foundation when you build it off of positivity and something that you like. And it might take longer, but I just seeing your chat now, it seems like it'd be all worth it. Like just having that supportive, active family, positive chat and building it with positive, fun content instead of the usual whole I hate this person, they hate me kind of thing. So yeah, it was really nice to me. It's like a breath of fresh air, if you will. You're seeing this.
Thank you.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's like for my channel, I don't do politics. I don't do what do you call it, the anger clickbait things. I don't do any of that. When I ask my chat to show the love, they show the love. If you notice, I say hi, sweetie, to every single chat member. I mean, we've actually been going on now for nearly an hour, and I have said hello in writing as well as verbally to every single member in my chat. It's that personal approach where I'm not saying, oh, I got some people in the chat. Okay, so there's people in the chat. It's, you mean something to me, and I'm letting them know they mean something to me. That is how this community is built. You just had that really wonderful interaction.
Yeah.
I said, not every channel has that. I guess I'm just lucky.
There's a lot, especially in the indie comic book sphere, and also in the movie sphere too. You've probably seen the movie reviews where their entire business plan is drama farming, essentially, and it is not a great, healthy way to build a channel. It'll build quick, but it is not stable at all. And it's so nice to see a channel built off of positivity.
Thank you. Yeah,
you guys are doing excellent work. You guys really are. It's awesome.
Well, we definitely try. And if we don't get you to 45 today, watch for it in the next day or two, because I know that people will tune in later. I just shared out your page on X, and
I shared out the stream, so people will wander back in later.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Right
Thank
now,
you so much, guys.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
So
my family shows the love. That's just how they are.
So if Netter checks her private chat, she'll see where she is forwarding everyone to. As soon as we're done here, we're going to send you over to Deleted Scenes channel, where he can tell you everything he's got coming up for the next week on his coming attractions. Next stream for me is tomorrow at noon Central for Liquid Lunch. It is Friday, so I will tell you what I'm feeling like at that moment, what I'm planning to be sipping on for Last Call at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, where Aged Boomer and I are going to be bringing you part 2 of the great films of 1985. Some very lovely women in those movies. I'm just saying.
Because they're what, scantily clad?
Because one of them looks like the woman that I married. Tough turf, yes. Yep.
Yeah, it's where Kim Richards, when she was younger, I don't look anything like her now, but when she was younger, we could have been twins.
Yep.
We looked that much alike. I actually had convinced somebody, because I was in a video store and I had picked up the This is when we had VHS tapes.
Yep.
And I'm, just kind of like looking at it, and someone's like, "Oh my gosh, is that you?"
Yes, it is.
And I was like, "Yeah, this was early in my acting career." They were convinced that it was me. Let's see. There is a. Oh, I need to get back to comments. I'm like, why can't I get back to my comments?
And before we wrap up, let me just finish up the weekend. Saturday on Big Al Presents, we'll be watching Love at First Bite. Is that right? No, that's the one we just watched. We're going to be watching Zorro the Gay Blade.
Yes.
It to round out George Hamilton June.
Yes.
And then, of course, on Sunday, 8 Central, 9 Eastern on Age of Boomers channel. Geeky Geezers, all the news we felt fit to bring you, probably with a slightly different perspective than you're getting on some of the other channels. And
Yes.
that is the weekend from me.
And I want to thank Geek Flagrant Nate for the $5 super chat. Thank you, sweetie. Excuse me. He says, "No netters, we are the lucky ones."
And we're
you
at
are
45.
So woohoo!
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Telling
much.
you.
It's awesome.
We did it.
My family shows the love.
Absolutely.
That is so cool.
So you got the weekly review already done. So I guess it's my turn. And of course, y'all know what I always say.
Yep.
We can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well good and fun. But it's so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat. And you're dropping the comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room, our family room. Passing the popcorn and having a great time. And you guys, you're not just our friends. You are our family. We love you guys, and we appreciate you so very much. And you could be anywhere right now, and you're here. And that's just amazing, and AWESMOE, and thank you for that. I also appreciate the many ways that you support our channels. It could be the comments in the chats, or after the stream is over, the thumbs up, the super chats, super stickers, becoming a member. That is really important to us. I've mentioned this before. Every dollar that you contribute to our channels goes right back into improving our channels. I discovered that the reason why I look so off on camera is because I'm using my laptop one. So my next purchase will be an actual camera for streaming.
There you go.
Because it's like, why do I always look so pale? And Troy's like, because it's your laptop camera.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm my next purchase will be an actual camera. So thank you all so very much for being here. Thank you for encouraging our guests so much. So is it 45 is what we ended up with?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I thought you had it up at the top.
I did. Let me see if I can bring it up now. And there we go. Yep, 45.
Yeah.
Yep.
So thank you so very much. We went from 27 to 45. You guys are AWESMOE. If you do stay right here, you will be redirected to Deleted Scenes channel for coming attractions. But until next time, good night and God bless.